Tangel, I'm going to let you decide which one we take first. Do you want an asexual related question or a BDSM question?
Well, we were just talking about BDSM, so why not that one?
All right. So we'll Chelsea, we'll get you in a minute. Kevin, thoughts on negative public perceptions of BDSM? You are on with Hannah and Tangel and Ethan. How's it going?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. So what do you got for us?
All right. So yeah, I think that conversation there was a perfect kind of segue into where I was going. So I'm glad that Tangel kind of explained her position on that. And my question was kind of regarding the negative stereotypes around BDSM, and specifically, like for me, when I was in a long-term relationship, and me and my partner at the time got into BDSM. When some of our friends found out about it, there were, kind of rumors circulated that it wasn't a mutually kind of agreed thing, right? But so I just wanted to see if you had experiences or thoughts about that, and maybe how to improve the public's perception.
Oh, I have lots of ideas about that, and I put them into practice. Yes, people who say that sort of thing are just plain stupid and ignorant, and I constantly talk about it. I talk about it with anybody that will listen to me. I would rather my daughter in the BDSM community any day over, especially during her teen years. You go home with some guy or, person from a nightclub, you don't sit down and negotiate what your safe word is. You don't negotiate what activities you're prepared to do. You don't negotiate anything at all. You don't even openly talk about what you might do in that bedroom when you go home with someone that night. And you actually go home with someone that night, which is insanity. There's no reference checks, there's no safety checks. You have no idea who that person is. I personally never did that in my life, but I know all my friends did. I know of friends who had men, just trying to go straight into anal without any preparation, discussion,
God.
or, surprise anal.
Don't do that, guys.
Yeah, don't do that. Porn is not real. And it's just so dangerous. In the BDSM community, that doesn't happen. You have lengthy negotiations. People are talking about things. There's huge amounts of consent, and everything's laid out on the table. The idea that the BDSM community is somehow abusive, or look, I'm sure there is, but I think it would be far less than it would be in the general vanilla community of men abusing women, and especially in vanilla relationships where men often will take control. And I don't know how much you know about women and what they do when they want to impress men, but often women will do things they don't want to do in order to be with a person that they like a lot. And it's not fun, it's not fair, and it's not safe. And so all I constantly do is promote the fact that the BDSM community have very strict rules. There's a little anagram, thing. Oh, what's the word when you just use initials? RAC, risk aware, safe kink, and safe, sane, and consensual. And most people, certainly me, I get things in writing. So I do a BDSM checklist, and then before I play, I will sit them down and we will go through, and I'll make them practice saying red and excuse me, miss, I'm not comfortable with this, and I'll make them say it over and over and over, and I'll go through. Do you have medical issues? Are there any places I can't touch you? Do you have problems with your knees that you can't be on? Can you stand for long periods of time? I'm going to ask you for a number between 1 and 10 all the time throughout play, and you give me that number. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be for your mental state, your physical state, your pain level. Just give it to me whenever I ask you for it. And yeah, we just run through it all. Now, where are you going to get that meeting a stranger off the street and going home for the first time? Where?
Yeah.
And usually when you're playing with somebody from the BDSM community, you usually know someone who knows them. There's some sort of indication of what type of safe player they are.
They've got Google
normally
reviews.
normally there's people who run out of the community if they're not a safe player. I just think it's one of the much more safer communities to play in than just picking somebody up off Tinder or a dating site or the local bar. So fuck them and fuck their stupid perceptions.
Yeah, they just don't know because they're not in it, and sad for them.
And their stupid prudishness. And not everyone's into the whole dungeon whipping hardcore stuff. As I've said to Ethan on our previous show, generally speaking, I'd say 90% of the community are into fun little spankies, some handcuffs and some giggles. It's just fun, slap and tickles. It's not big hardcore stuff.
Does that answer your question, Kev?
Yeah, and that's excellent and great advice. And thank you all for taking the time.
Thanks for listening to
keep doing you. Yeah. No, it's fantastic.
All right, have a good one, Kevin. Thank you.